This is Coach Ray Ganong, and he's the strength and conditioning coach for our basketball team here at Louisville, and has been here for over 30 years at the university. In college, he played football for Miami, and was a strength coach there before coming to Louisville. He has done and continues to do a wonderful job with all of us players, even though it may not be fun for us in the process. Every day, we can all expect Coach G to hunt us down and ask what time to lift, because he knows how important it is. So, Coach G, in general, what do you think some of the benefits of exercising are?
Well, for everybody, it helps to but does not prevent injury.
Mm-hmm.
The more strength that a joint has, the less likely one is to have a boo-boo of some kind. Okay, it helps your obviously it helps the strength helps increase your ability to do many other things
Mm-hmm.
like jump higher, run faster, and when lifting correctly, it helps your mobility. It helps your range of motion.
Yes, sir. The book also talks about how their exercising can give mood changes, so either good to bad or bad to good, and reduction in anxiety and depression, and increases in confidence.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that too?
Absolutely. It's and it's very interesting because everybody kind of comes in the world with a different package,
Mm-hmm.
and so there are some people who have that type of personality, are extremely um, aggressive and intense,
Mm-hmm.
and there are other people who come in with their package, and they're not. And regardless of what people say, regardless of what people do, people is who people is.
Yes, sir.
So
The book talks about acute effects, which is just short-term effects, and chronic effects, which are long-term effects. So, what do you think some of the short-term versus long-term effects of exercising can be?
well, it psychologically as well as physiologically,
Mm-hmm.
the long term effects when you strength train, the long term effects if you continue to strength train, and one will find that as one continues to work out over a lifetime, the way in which they train has to change
Mm-hmm.
because of the way the body
Mm-hmm.
does its thing over time. So it can help you feel better later in life as it does earlier in life.
Yeah,
But you
absolutely.
got to there has to be some changes.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, Again, just some of the psychological benefits that the book mentions is enhanced feeling of control, positive social interactions, and opportunities for fun and enjoyment, which that's what you would be part of that.
Absolutely, yeah, no question. But it can also work the other way.
Yeah, true. Um, some of the physical benefits that this says, which you talked about, were reductions in muscle tension, structural changes in the brain, and increase in cerebral blood flow. Do you think that both the psychological and physical are equally important?
I think the psychological,
Psychological.
is plays a much bigger role
Mm-hmm.
in this whole process. If one truly thinks one is stronger, more powerful, has more endurance, is in great shape,
Mm-hmm.
even if one is relative to another person, is because for all the right psychological, physiological reasons,
Mm-hmm.
is not gifted with the ability to do something, the person who thinks he can will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
Gotcha. Another definition from the book is hardiness, which is defined as a personality style that enables a person to withstand stressful situations. And it says that exercising can help improve this and reduce some of the negative effects of stress. Why do you think this is, and what sort of benefits can exercise have on stress?
well, when things go wrong, things don't go right.
Mm-hmm.
You lose a game, or something in your social life goes wrong. You know, you break up with your girlfriend, you get in a fight with your mom and dad or whatever. When you work out, you feel like you're doing something positive. And by doing that, you feel better about yourself. And then all the chemical effects, the raising of serotonin, your hormone levels, the good hormone levels, serotonin and all that other stuff increases. You psychologically and physiologically feel better about yourself. I've accomplished something. I've done something positive. I feel good about myself.
So you work out at like 5:30 in the morning every single day.
Well, that's necessity.
Why
Before I got with basketball, when I was with football, the time of the day was a little different because of the way in which we trained those athletes. And so now, to make sure that the workout gets done, it's got to be done that early in the morning to make sure that the whole workout, because piecemealing workouts is a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Would you feel really weird if you didn't work out?
Yeah, I would, because working out is not something I do, it's something I am. So if you and I weren't having this conversation, I would still be working out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, but I enjoy it. I feel good about myself when I work out.
Yes, sir.
Having said that, it's one of the, when you really truly love something, you got to know when to give it up. Because there comes a time, and there will come a time, by choice. In other words, the body, as the body ages and it breaks down, the joints start to do this and that and the other thing. You start to have more boop. You have to make a huge adjustment. There's gonna come a day. I might be 93 when it happens. If I live that long, when I won't be able to. Or you make that big adjustment. You know, it's where there's a will, there's a way. So more than likely, the brain's going to come up with something. Yeah, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that.
On the other hand, you really enjoy working out. Would you say, or why do you think people don't work out, even though it has numerous benefits?
It's like anything else. That's just not who he is. It really is. It's, people. There are some people who, to them, it's pain. To them, it's pain. Now, I've been married 34 years, and I have tried over 34 years to get Mama to work out, and she's just happy not working out.
Yeah. And
the worst thing I could do would be to force her.
Yeah.
Or that 34 years would change very quickly.
One thing that a bunch of people would say is lack of time. Do you think that actually is?
No.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
We have to make our time. I mean, anything in life. If you want to do whatever it is you want to do, there is time. There is time. You have to make some adjustments, but there is time.
The book gives a model called the trans-theoretical model that shows stages across progress towards working out for a person. And it's 5 stages: the pre-contemplation stage, where a person doesn't intend to exercise at all; the contemplation stage, where they do intend to exercise; the preparation stage, where they exercise some but not regularly; the action stage, where they begin to start exercising regularly; the maintenance stage, where they exercise regularly for more than 6 months. There's actually 6 stages, I lied. And the termination stage, where relapse of not exercising
sets in.
Yeah. You work with more of the termination stage people, because we're not just going to stop working out. But what would you say to somebody in the preparation or contemplation stage, where they're thinking about starting to exercise regularly?
Well, the first thing we do when you want to get someone or that person, it has to be the person to begin with. Number one, they have to be there. There must be a willingness on their part to want to do this thing. the most important thing is to start slow and start easy. And whatever you do, don't compare yourself to the person on the left or the person on the right, because invariably there will always be someone bigger, someone faster, someone stronger, blah blah blah. Okay, and so really got to commit yourself to me. This is you really got to have that kind of mindset. It's like, you're no better than me, and I'm no better than you, but I'm better than I used to be. Type of philosophy, and to stay with that, because that will help you to progress.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Coach G.
It's been a pleasure, Dylan.
Have a great lift tomorrow.
Yes, I will.